Ooh. Hey everybody. Hi everybody, it's Ear Patsy. Um I was led to do a reading, and I came down here to do it and take care of one of my customers. And I Hey Desiree, can you hear me? Because I've been having a microphone problem. I'm using a different mic today. Please tell me that you can hear me. Thank you for coming, sweetheart. Hey boo. Hi Victoria. Can you hear me? Please let me know. Okay, you can hear me. Good. All right. This is a different kind of a microphone today. Anyhow, it's in and out. All right. Let me see if I could try to keep my face turned towards it. Maybe I can move it closer to me. I don't know. But I didn't want to. Hi, Capricorn. How are you? Hey, Ronnie. Is my girlfriend Ronnie that I talk about all the time. You can hear me clearly. Okay, Victoria. Anyway, hey everybody, how's everyone? I hope everyone had a good Mother's Day. I was not up for that, as I'm sure many of you were with your mothers, and visiting with your mothers or remembering your mothers and being pampered and all of that by your children and your loved ones. So, um, and I know that there are lots of us. Thank you very much, everybody. Do me a favor, just give thumbs up so that other people know that we're in here, so that we can get this energy moving. Because I want this is important, I guess, because they were definitely in my ear about doing this. Hey, Tammy. Thank you so much, Victoria. Yes, please give us thumbs up so that everybody will know that I'm here. And thank you all for joining me today. Um, so those of you all, us, who are still hanging in there for this twin flame journey, I want to give you all of the praise that you are due, because this is not an easy journey, and I think that we may be dealing with an extra difficult batch of counterparts, and I'll tell you why I'm saying like that. Thank you so much, everybody. Um, First of all, I want to say very much say a big shout out and thank you to Astro Queen. She is one of the readers here on YouTube, and please check her out. She had some really good advice today, and I accepted and I took it and I appreciate it, and I ain't mad. Okay, because I needed to hear it. But I've been getting those kind of messages, things like that, quite a bit over the last week and a half. And I have been trying to follow my intuition, and I think I have actually been doing a good job. I actually did follow my intuition. I think it turned out pretty well. So that's why I'm here now, following my intuition still. Now you all know that my ego give me music as messages. And the first song that I remember that I heard today was Jaheim, I Forgot to Be Your Lover. I think it's called, or Gotta Put That Woman First, I think. So those of you familiar with that, that's a message out there for someone that either they need to put their divine counterpart first, or that is a warning to someone about something. Then I have been getting Let's Hear It for the Boy by Denise Williams. I don't know if you are, hey Tammy, if you are familiar with that song, but it's an old one, and it says, my baby may not be rich, he ain't got much to say, but I know that he loves me. I know that he loves me anyway. I'm gonna tell you all how this all is tying together in a few seconds. Wait. So then, Strawberry Letter 23, I think it's called. Hey, Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie says, okay. Strawberry Letter 23 by the Johnson Brothers. Right, Brothers Johnson, right, from back in the day. Everybody knows that song. It's very good for when you are high or just want to enjoy some really, really good sounds, but really, really, if you're high. Not drunk, high. I don't know how music sounds when you're drunk. High or marijuana? Yes. Liquor? No. So anyway, that was it. And okay, did I say this masquerade was by George Benson? I don't know if you all know that song, but it talks about this. Are we really happy here with this lonely game we're playing? We're playing, looking for words to say, searching but not finding understanding anywhere. We're lost in this masquerade. Both afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together from the start. That's enough of that. But you all know it's George Benson, great song, wonderful, beautiful, instrumental, just gorgeous. But we tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play. So that song was really standing out for me over the week. Mardi Gras. Exactly. Okay. The mask. Okay. Like this, like on Mystic Moon's Twin Flame, right? The Masquerade. Twin Flame Oracle. The Masquerade. Yeah, we're all playing, we're both playing, right? So we do the runner and the chaser and all the, masculine, feminine, divine, masculine, divine, feminine. And we are working without our yin and yang, right? And the other song was Smile by Charlie Chaplin. And I know we all know that song, right? Smile when your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you will get by. If you smile through your tears and sadness, Jeremy said, most definitely, exactly. So we have to remember to smile, right? That's part of us raising the vibration, right? Even though it is not easy, but we do something for ourselves and we do something for one another when you smile. If you smile at a stranger in the street, Desiree says she's always smiling. And I'll say, right, you have to, sometimes you have to fake it till you can make it. And some days it's a little harder to smile than others, but try to at least give yourself a smile in the mirror. You know, I know it's not easy and it's not simple, and there are days that you don't even want to look at yourself. But don't be down on yourself. You have been selected to do this job for a reason. And that's what the channeling was about today. Um, Now, Charlie Chaplin was a comedian, right? And an actor. And I thought about him and I thought about Robin Williams and a few others. Eddie Murphy, I guess. Richard Pryor, definitely. Comedians are very profound because they can express the madness that's going on around us at times. And so that's why I advise us to try to, watch some comedy movies or something that's like not romance, but something that's going to make you laugh, or talk to a friend that you can trust and have a real good belly laugh. It really helps to just loosen up the energies, right, around you. But I know, Tammy, yes, it is very, very so hard at times. Um, Try to laugh at the situation if you can. Find some way to find some comedy in the foolishness, and maybe what I'm going to share with you all might help. So anyway, I always say that we're doing this. This is more than about getting married. This is more than about finding, Mr. Romeo or whatever. This is about service, service to the collective, service to others, right? You also know that this is about, I got five in, five thumbs, so it's 5-5. Okay, absolutely. At this time. This is also about being our partner's best friend, right? Being their lover, hopefully one day. Being like a sibling, right? And being a parent to them. And there we are. Sometimes it's hard to remember that for some of us, a lot of us, we're being put in a position as part of the journey to be like a parent to your counterpart, right? Be a mother for those of us who are women. The majority of my viewers are women. No offense to any of the fellas out there. Shout out to all of you divine masculines who are waiting for your divine feminines to get it together. Yeah, being with someone but feeling a million miles away. Exactly. Right? And so there's a lot of hurt that goes along with it. Now, I have jokes from time to time with some of my, other divine feminines that I think we got the extra special bunch. These are a little difficult. This is a difficult set, which is a challenge, and it can be very discouraging at the same time. But also, why? Why were you? What is it about you, divine feminine, divine masculine, you who are waiting for your partner to catch up? What skills do you have now that you've gotten to know this person somewhat? Right? Because I'm talking about people who are in recognition and in contact somewhat, or in union, or actually living with them, but you're still going through these changes. And you probably know better than the rest of us, the issues that may be facing your partner. Because yes, we're working on our own issues, but we need to be able to recognize what it is in them, what it is about them that has drawn us towards them. Because there was a reason why you particularly have been selected to be in union with this particular divine counterpart, right? So what is it that you have? What quality do you hold? What special training? If you know everything that we've done in our lives have led us up to this point, right? This is part of our contract. So just in the regular 3D, what skills have you picked up along the way? Foreign language, things like that. Some of us, we are mothers already, so we know about nurturing. Some of us haven't had children, but we're just nurturing people in general. Others of us are teachers, social workers, counselors, preachers. Now, you might not want everybody to know that, and they never would. And if they did, then they must be in the same boat as you. So you can keep that hush if that's what you choose to do. But we know there are people on here on this journey from all walks of life, all belief systems, right? Getting back to that mothering part. You got to remember that that's part of this journey too. And I'm not his mother. I'm not his mother. No, you're not his mother, but there's a part of the reason that you're chosen to be with this particular partner is they may need some extra special mothering that only you will be able to provide. guy sent my guy sent me a confusing message. He asked me what I want, but then told me he wasn't ready right now. Right, because they're confused themselves. So this is the point. So when you're a mother, you get a baby, they don't give you no instructions. You're lucky if you get a extra pack of diapers, some samples, and they send you home. You get no instructions, right? Babies come with no instructions. You got to feel it out as you go along. This is what we're dealing with, right? We don't have all the information that we need explaining what is going on. Why are they so confusing? Why are they so mixed up? Why are they confusing us? Why are we getting so frustrated? And why are we still hanging in there? Because, like a mom, we are being patient, right? Like a mom, we are loving them unconditionally. Okay? So, but why are they being so resistant? Is it on purpose? So, what my guide revealed to me is consider the fact that there may be some issues that affect the way your particular counterpart, your divine masculine, for those of you who are divine feminine, may be have some learning differences. Okay, and that's no shade because my children are not perfect, right? Um, some people are highly intelligent, but they'll have a hard time with certain things. Like for myself, I have spatial dyslexia. I have a hard time telling my right from my left. I've talked about that. So you could be a genius. Not saying I'm a genius. I'm just saying you can be a genius, right? Or what do they call them? Idiot savants, where a person can be really skilled in one thing more than anything else, but there's other things that they're a little slow in learning. They have a learning curve, and we have to learn how these students, children, if you're a teacher, you have to learn how to reach them where they are, right? To figuring out what the learning difference is and why, you got to find a sweet spot. And I think that this is part of the reason that we are so delayed and having such a hard time is because we have to find out what is that sweet spot, right? What is it? What is the key? Because they're not just being stubborn for no reason. Maybe they're being stubborn because they really don't get it. They really don't understand it, or they don't know how to get out of what it is that they're in now. Okay? Some of these karmics are hanging on and hanging around not because they're particularly evil or negative or anything like that. It's just because they know that the divine masculine has a learning disability or a learning difference, some of them, the ones that I'm talking about right now. Not to the point where it's obvious, not to the point where it inhibits them from being able to work, to, carry out their normal everyday tasks. Like I said, they could be brilliant, but they just may have a learning difference that you might not be aware of. And so for some of us, this is what we are being challenged with. So if you think about it, do you have any, training in special ed or anything like that? Do you have any skills that would be helpful in teaching someone? If you're going to be teaching the masses, you're going to be sharing your gifts, sharing information with the collective, you have to be able to communicate it in a certain way, right? So that the majority of the people that you're talking to can understand it, right? Sometimes there's some people that you're going to come across. Excuse me, y'all. I have to smoke the cigar because that's what they want. I'd rather not. Excuse me. I know you didn't hear that. Oh my goodness. But anyway, You've been chosen for a special mission because you have a special skill, and for some of you, that skill has something to do with your ability to be able to teach and to nurture your partner in a very motherly fashion, more than as a friend or as a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife. Talking about someone who's stuck because they really actually can't figure it out. Shout out also to James for Wicca, who, when I came on to got 5-5 again, I say, when I came, so excuse me, when I came on to start getting set up for the live, he had a message similar to what I'm thinking, what I was thinking about, about being a particular nurturing type of person. You give a lot of attention. Okay, Desiree. Yeah, about being being very you having some kind of specialized skill, the ability to give a lot of attention, the ability to not judge, right, and not to be resentful, and not to be impatient, not past the waiting bullshit, but to be able to not be impatient with their inability to come up with a plan. And what James had said on his video is that sometimes you got to not give them options. Some people, like, they don't know how to get out of their situation. And so as a friend, you're going to brainstorm and you may give them different suggestions and things like that. So what he was saying is, for some of them, you can't give them too many suggestions because it just confuses them more. That these people, your person, you have to be direct. You can brainstorm on your own or brainstorm with other people and come up with, a game plan for him or her. But you can't give them options. You have to say, this is how you get out of this, or this is what you need to do this, or this is how you need to address this. And it's hard because you don't want to feel like you're telling somebody what to do. But what James was saying, which kind of confirmed what my Agoon had said earlier when they were giving me this information, is that they're welcoming that. That's how they have gotten along so far, that their mothers had to recognize this difference in them, and they had to, hold their hand through life. And then they may have passed that information on to the karmic if they knew her, or the karmic may have picked up on it themselves. Now, some of them have seen that these people lack certain abilities, or they're kind of slow about certain things, and some people take advantage of that. Okay, and that may be the problem. That may be the negative aspect of the karmic, who knows the weakness and has played upon it, and that has caused the divine masculine to be quite skittish. All right, as anyone would be when someone pinpoints your weakness and has not only abused the power, destiny, has abused their power, but they have also taken advantage of someone who is weaker, right? And so they will have to answer for that themselves. 6, victory and success. Number 6. These are the psychic tarot by John Holland. I just got this week. Just got these cards. It's like a Tyler. So while I'm sitting here, they just told me pick it up and shuffle it. So I'll shuffle it and then we'll see what I need to get next. But there's a situation where, for some of you, we have divine masculines who are a little challenged in some areas, not able to, number one, passion ignited. They aren't able to, they have a learning difference. They have a difficulty processing certain information. Fertility, number three. Processing certain information and they have a hard time. And that may be the negativity that you may be feeling from their family members or their friends who know this about them. And they are trying to protect them, and they're not confident that you won't take advantage of them, right? Or some of the karmics know that they've been playing themselves for a while, and they don't want to lose that, that power that they have to control. Number one, prosperity begins. Oh shit. Bottom of the deck. Transformation. 13. Yeah, things need to change. And there is a change in the way that you perceive this situation and in the way that you perceive your counterpart, the way that you perceive your role in this relationship with them, with him. So, give yourself credit, give ourselves credit that we have been chosen and found worthy of performing in a nurturing, considerate, loving, understanding, patient manner. To be able to that you would recognize that you were built for this project, that you would be recognized for being able to step up to the plate and accept this challenge so that you can help bring this brother out of the darkness, okay, into the light, into his destiny, right? And you will be successful. You will have the victory. And you know that because that's why you're getting this message, because it was meant for you. You're drawn to this after the this live chat, it may be for you. If it's not, doesn't resonate, that doesn't seem to be the situation for you, then all right. But may not be obvious right away. Keep it in the back of your mind. Have patience, because perhaps they're not being stubborn. Maybe they are being manipulative, but okay, that's what you've been telling yourself. Okay, Ronnie says, I needed to hear this one. All right, very good, great. I'm glad that this is resonating for some of you, because this is true. I mean, we all come from different walks of life. We all have different experiences, some positive, some negative, and your particular counterpart was sent to you or drawn to you for a reason, right? You all were the yin and the yang. So if you're a high performing person, let's say, maybe your counterpart isn't. Or like I said, there may be places where you're stronger than they are. And one of those places may be learning. Okay, so while I was speaking before, I was led to shuffle the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, Reunited deck by Christabel Jessica. All the information about the cards will be in the description box. So for the Divine Masculine, I say the card that came up for him, Yeshua, Jesus, unity. So this is someone who's a teacher, right? Okay, okay, you won't tell the condition, but he does have something that doesn't bother you at all because you still love him. Ashe. That's the whole thing. If you know what it is, then please bear it in mind. If you've been able to figure it out, pick up one. I'm just trying to get it so you all can see. This is the God of unity. So this is like Jesus, okay? Is the number one. And the destiny cards, the psychic tarot card that came, one of them was a number one, actually two of them. Got a number one, passion ignited, and prosperity begins. All right, so you got 3 ones right here. Just out of these 7 cards, you got 3 ones. Unity, prosperity, and passion. So we know that may be a challenge for your partner. You're being told that you have a unique ability to be able to handle this challenge. And as James was saying, you got to break it down like you're talking to a 12-year-old or 10-year-old sometimes, certain things. And again, don't confuse them by giving them too many choices. Like, well, you could do this or you could do that. No, just tell them, come up with the plan, explain it to them, and stick with it. You saw 4111 today? Ashe. Well, I guess this message is for you. All right. So, wait. Acts of faith before anything. I should have done this first. I've spoken to you all about this before. Acts of faith by Alanya Van Zant. These are daily messages. This is the message for June 2nd, and this may be important for some of you. The quotation at the top of this paragraph is, "Nothing ever strikes without a warning." And that's by Danny Glover, the actor. That's a quotation from him for June 2nd. Whenever we have a negative encounter, we wonder, how could they do this to me? Well, the reason is because you let them. Basic human nature makes us see people and situations the way we want them to be, not the way they truly are. We allow others to take advantage, manipulate, and in some cases abuse us because we don't want to believe what our senses are truly telling us. We listen to the same old lie, accept the same dead promises, follow them down the same roads in hopes that they've changed. We listen to what they say and we hear something else. Desiree is listening with a smiley face. She's got an ear and a laughing smiley face. Too funny. We listen to the same old line, accept the same dead promises, follow them down the same road in hopes that they have changed. We listen to what they say and we hear something else. We see what they do and we turn our face. When the bottom falls off, we quickly place the blame for the pain on the other person. We shift our anger to them rather than accept our responsibility for the role that we played. There are three keys. There are three keys to successful relationships. Never make anyone else responsible for your happiness. Trust what your inner self feels, sees, and says. And pay attention to the warning signs. And the affirmation for today is, I listen to what is said, not to what I hear. So, seeing past what's in front of you, not allowing yourself to fall into a fantasy. You have to see reality of what this is. The fantasy is not the journey. The fantasy is not your spiritual journey, your growth, the gifts that you have received or have gifts that have been enhanced as you have been doing this journey, as you've been moving along. It's about recognizing what the real issue is, besides beating up on yourself, and besides blaming them. This is not about blaming them. This is about recognizing that there may be an issue, and that the reason that the thing that they've been holding from you, the secret that you can't figure out, the thing that you can't figure out could be something they can't tell you because maybe they're not really aware of it. Maybe they can't articulate it. You know, maybe there's medicine that they are supposed to take that they don't want to take. You know how people do. You know, so it may not be a mental illness, but it may be some type of attention deficit disorder. Hi, Arts and Peaches. How are you? Um, it could be anything, but it may not be that they're holding it back from you. They may not know how to explain it themselves. You know, especially those who are, a little older in their 40s, late 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. They may not have ever even been diagnosed. It just may be something that their mothers picked up, or their parents picked up, or their sisters picked up. And the karmic they have picked up on it. And like I said, using it for their advantage. So your job, Divine Feminine. Okay, so I got a Ace of Fire here from the Tower of the Orisha. And that symbolizes Leo. Okay, so maybe some of you are dealing with Leo. But that is Ace of Fire is like an Ace of Wands. So this is a new beginning because you're getting new understanding. Okay? You can look at this in a new way now, because if this message resonates for you, it'll give you a new way of looking at the situation and looking at them, and not getting as frustrated as you may have, and not beating up on yourself or on them, right? Because if you know someone has a disability, you're not going to beat up on them about it. You're going to work with them, right? So let's see what else we're going to get here. I'm trying to think of anything else I was supposed to. Hey, Liberty, how are you doing? Oh, ooh, Oshala. Oshala, this is God. This is Jesus. That's in your Orisha Jack. Right, Ronnie? Ronnie can tell us better. Ronnie on Ifa and Orisha. But Oshala falls on top of Yeshua. Yeah. That's truth. There's a mission that you were sent out on. Divine Feminine. Yes. Yes. An aspect of Obatala. Right. Okay, Libby, I'm not doing that. This is I don't know when you and Michael gonna see each other, baby. I have no idea. Let's see if it comes up in the reading, okay? But right now I'm just sharing these messages, and I'm gonna just shuffle the cards, and then I'll see what the reading is. Yes. Okay. God's plan. Desiree says, and Ronnie says, yeah. Obatala. Yeah. Oshala. This is about things that have to do with the mind. Exactly. So, exact. Thank you, Ronnie. God bless you. See, Ronnie never comes to these lives, okay? But I told her about it and she showed up. So, this is the reason because this is about the mind. Oshala work talks about thoughts, thinking processes. I love you too, Ronnie. Thank you so much. Desiree, I'll pull some card. I'm going to see what comes up here. All right, because you know these lives can get pretty long, right? You want to let's see what comes up in the reading, and I will want to stick around. I'll see what else comes up if it hasn't been addressed, but I will pull a card for you. You guys, pay attention. This is a message that you need to hear. Okay, this. If you're listening to this, then apparently you are going to be with your counterpart. If not, they wouldn't be giving you this information that you need to know. Okay, that it's not just that he's an asshole. It's just he don't get it, and he's not doing it on purpose. Ronnie said, "I say, oh, okay, yes." He's not doing it on purpose. And that's the whole thing. And it's about you reaching you, as in all of us, getting that understanding. Now, again, don't have to be part of this. You can just say, you know what, I'm tired. I've been through enough, whatever. But understand. Hey, Tammy. Terry says, okay. LOL. Just understand that he's not being his asinineness is not purposeful. It's part of his learning difference. He may not want to, some of them may not know what it is, and they're ashamed or afraid to tell you. Hey, Kata, salutations. They may not want to tell you because they're afraid that you will take advantage of them like the karmic did or like other people did. He said, no, he's just a Scorpio. That too. I'm sure a whole bunch of them have Scorpio in their chart somewhere. And Libra. Right. Right. Exactly. They're cuspers of Scorpio and Libra. Certainly some aspect of their chart, whether it be sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, north node, south node, some node. Kata says, hey, don't hate on Scorpios. Sorry, baby. Okay, that is what it is. They got some of that in them, right? But that also means that they're water signs, so they do have emotions. It's just they may not be using them in the most productive way. They may not be tapped into their own emotions, but then again, if they have a learning difference, they're not going to be tapped into too much. So, Jessica's got this big laughing, cheesy face here. Yes, so we have to be patient with them. We have to pray for them. And we have to understand what we're dealing with. And that's why the message came like it did and wanted me to get it. ADHD. Yeah, some of them. Ooh, 4 of fire. So this is 4 of 1. So this talks about stability, talks about the home, talks about family. I'm telling you, their people know. Their families know. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to get this 2 of air. This did come up right after you asked me, could you pull a card? Could I pull a card for you, Desiree? So yeah, this is your person, 2 of air. Swans made for life. This is just like the two of, well, it's not like the Two of Swords because it's not about making a decision, except deciding to be with the one that you love for the rest of your days. Because swans mate for life, right? But swans start off as ugly ducklings. Tammy, yes, they're just stuck on themselves. Maybe, but that might be some type of learning disability too. Who knows? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. Maybe you are. But maybe their narcissism comes from being coddled by their parents, being, you know, spoiled in a way. It may show up as someone being spoiled, but they're not spoiled because they were spoiled per se. They were coddled, they were protected, they were spoon fed. You woke up at 222 this morning on the dot, then Desiree, you don't need nobody to pull no cards about that. Getting that, follow your intuition, right? Twos are about your intuition. Twos are about partnerships and relationships. So, following your intuition about your relationship. I'm going to lead you to this reading this afternoon, or this chit chat. Of course, you love your Scorpio. We all love our Scorpios, and our Libras, and our Geminis, and our Aquariuses, and our Cancers, and our Sagittariuses, and our Capricorns, and our Pisces. I don't know how many people out here, Libras, yes. I don't know how many out here have Pisces who are acting the fool, but I'm sure there are some. All right, Three of Fire, yeah, legacy, right? Yeah, maybe he inherited some of this dyslexia, ADHD, learning difference, what happened. That could be it, Three of Fire. This talks about passing, passing on to your children, your legacy, working hard, making plans to pass things down. But you would like some cards, hun? Okay, make sure that I would like a super chat, Desiree. She's being extra. I just told her I'm talking to her, and the Two of Air came up, and she still wants me to pull cards. Okay, thank you for your super chat whenever you get around to it. Three of Fire. This could be something that was passed down, something that he inherited. Yeah, next to family, that's just what I'm getting. I'm not saying that this is what these cards mean. I'm just telling you what is coming towards me based on energies. Ronnie said loose. Yeah, it could be something that they inherited. And Five of Water. All right. This person is holding on. All right. Just trying to keep their head above the water, keep from drowning. Holding on. They're holding on and waiting for us to get it, to figure it out. They're drowning. And they're waiting. They're drowning because they don't understand. They're drowning because it's too much information. Maybe we've bombarded them with too much information. Maybe we've talked to them about spirituality and all this other stuff, and they can't get it. It's too much. Desiree is cracking up. And the Eight of Air. This talks about being stuck like a bird in a gilded cage, wanting to get out, not able to express themselves. Oh, Ronnie says it's in progress. Listen to the message, Desiree. I'm sure that there'll be something here that you can get. And like I said, you already got a Two of Air. You know where you are. You're dreaming of waking up at 222. You got this Two of Air here. This stop. You're past that. So we know what you're on the twin flame journey. Your divine masculine is acting up just like everybody else's is. Okay, it's just part of the progress. See? Bottom of the deck, Ace of Water, right? New beginning, feeling youthful, playful, all right? Someone perhaps from your past is going to have a new start. Someone that you're going to have fun with, okay? Some new start in love. Ace of Water, that's like Ace of Cups. So you got the Ace of, okay, so this is another one. Wow. So you got the Ace of Fire and the Ace of Cups. One. Look at that. Ace of Fire, which is Ace of Wands, and Ace of Cups. Yeah, and you got ones earlier, right? We talked about Yeshua, Oshala, and Passion Ignited was a one, and Prosperity Begins was a one. New beginnings here, and you have been, you're being given the clue because he couldn't clue you in himself because he don't know how to say it or he's too embarrassed to say it. He doesn't know how to explain it. He's embarrassed. He doesn't know whether or not you will understand or you will shun him because maybe other friends have shunned him in the past. Or, like I said, karmics have taken advantage of it. And karmics aren't only girlfriends and wives and that. Karmics could be family members and friends who have figured it out because they've not been looking at them with the same loving eyes that you have. They've been looking at them as a way to get over or how to get over on a person or how to manipulate them. And like I said, they're not stupid. So they have learned how to manipulate back because they're like children, right? They learn these things through repetition. Oh, wow. Okay. Like a child, right? So child learns how to be manipulative when they are continuously being manipulated. Wow, what's going on out here? Okay, well, thank you, whoever caught that and put it to the side. I'll see it later, I guess. What's going on, Tammy? What's that about? So, um, somebody had made a message that I guess was a little nasty. And someone, I guess, thank you, my moderators. So, that was distracting. Yes, just like anything, just like any child, you teach they get learned behavior, right? They're not stupid. Okay, okay, they're not stupid. They've learned their lessons over time, over years. His father and your father were best friends, and they both were drunks. Your father was abusive, verbally abusive to you, and so you wonder if his father was doing the same. Well, yes, of course, if they're buddies and they're both drinkers, yeah. Most fathers, not most fathers, but a lot of people deal with that when their fathers or mothers are abusing drugs and alcohol. And they're not doing it on purpose, it's the alcohol, right? Blame it on the right? That's what it is. Some people become Billy Badass when they get some drinks in them and they say things that they wouldn't have normally said. You may not have been abusing um, your partner verbally, but maybe being abusive to the mother or someone else in the house, or just because some people are just like that. And sometimes it's not about even being abusive. Some people are sloppy drunks, and that can be very upsetting to a child. You see a father passing out or hungover or can't get to work or whatever. Some you know kids pick up on those things. But again, we go through these things and they hurt us. We process them and we learn and we move on. Some people get stuck in them. We're all traumatized by these events, but some more than others. And if there is other things going on, then they internalize them more. They may make things that are not that earth-shattering to me and you. It may be to them, or it could just be that they're just being extra emotional because it's something chemical within them, not that they're just being crybabies and spoiled. Okay, yeah, so they stopped and they found God and but yeah, whether they stopped or not, it made a thing doesn't have to have to happen repeatedly, every year for 20 years. It could something could just happen one time and be traumatic enough for it to affect the child. Or boys are not like girls. Little girls, young girls, teenagers, you get heartbroken, puppy love or something like that. You don't shut down. You don't stop loving everybody and all this other stuff. But men, they take that first heartbreak to heart and they are swearing that that'll never happen again. And everybody after that becomes a target or becomes suspect, right? So we know that they take things differently than we do to begin with. And as much as they try to talk about us being overly emotional, they're real emotional for the most part. And once their little feelings are hurt, and they could be 9 years old, just like you, a 9-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl will handle rejection differently. Okay? And if someone was abusive as a parent to their child, thank God that if they got help or if they decided to stop, if someone was drinking and being ridiculous and whatever and terrorizing their family, we praise them. We praise God for their healing and that they stopped that foolishness. But it still has an impact, right? I'm glad you're agreeing with me here, Desiree. I don't want you to feel in any way. So, 10 of air. So this is like 10 of swords about backstabbing, right? Like I said, people who will come and know the weakness and pick them clean, pick the bones. 6 of air. So, moving away from hard times, hard lessons. Could also be carrying messages, taking messages, leaving the scene of a crime, I heard. Okay, leaving the scene of a crime. Some, that's just an expression. For others, may be real. For some of you, this may be, some of your divine masculines may be facing situations that someone is stealing from them. Be the karmic. Friends or family. And they have no idea about it because they're too trusting, or that's just one of their weak spots. You know, they're not good in balancing their checkbooks. Maybe they're not good in math and that kind of stuff. Maybe they've turned everything over to the karmic to handle because that's just one more thing that they're not, you know, that they don't need on their plate because they can only do but so much. And they know the karmic knows that. And so because they're paying it, they're only doing what they can handle, going to work and coming home, going to work and coming home, going to work and coming home. And the karmic does everything else for some of them, those who are in those, you know, kind of karmic and them are living together or they're married or they were married and, you know, whatever. This may have been the dynamic of the relationship that everything was turned over to someone else's hands to handle because they were honestly, your partner was not able to handle it on a mental level, and the karmic took advantage of it. And the Nine of Earth talks about someone who is independent, someone who is loving, someone who is able to stand on their own, someone who is able to plant their seeds and go forward, someone who can work independently, like the Nine of Coins, Tarot. So, right, this is not your partner. This is you. Divine feminine or the divine masculine who is awakened and ready and has been doing their work and doing their service. Okay, going forward, even if they have to do it alone, right? Because you're about your business. That was an additional card because they're giving me 10 to go with whatever. It's 5 and 5, right? So I got 10 Orisha card, and then this one was the 11th card. Oh, I say the 11th card is you manifesting, being independent, self-sufficient, proud, and prepared to walk on your path by yourself, if need be, still doing your work. All right, let me see what else. Oh no. Okay. What does 911 mean when you see it? 911 is call the police, right? Speaking of 9/11, thank you very much. See, Desiree? This week they opened up a part of the 9/11 memorial down in Manhattan. It's called the Glades. Glades is a exhibit or tribute to those first responders and the people who worked down at Ground Zero on the pile over that time period. And the ceremony was on Thursday, which would have been May 30th or 31st, whatever. Okay, Kata says 911 means to pay attention to your surroundings. All right, that's right. She looked it up. Thank you for that, though, for reminding me about that. I wanted to mention that. So they opened it up on Thursday, and Thursday was the 17 years anniversary of the last day that they worked on the pile when they officially closed it and said that recovery effort was over. So it went from September 11th of 2000, right, to May 31st of the next year. So it was 17 years. Yesterday was the anniversary. 17 years this past week, and the glades are actually slabs that fit on top of one another. And I'll post a video of it when I finish fixing the video that I took. I'll put it up, but it's to honor the workers who were there to clean up Ground Zero. So if you're ever in New York visiting, okay, so you know you have negativity around you, then make sure that you're watching your back if you see 911, right? And make sure that you're paying attention to the people around you, including your family, Ashe, who may be negative influences, okay, or trying to undermine you. So it doesn't seem like it was that long. Well, yeah, it doesn't, but 17 years ago. And there were children there who had made stars, made these stars for in commemoration, and they are called Stars of Hope. So families want to come and get these, and they were free. Okay, I don't know if I think they'll always be free if they're giving them out any other day, but it was to commemorate this particular day. And the exhibit is called the Glades, Glades. And this is Stars of Hope, create, empower, and heal. Stars of Hope empower children of all ages to transform individuals and communities in need of hope through the power of art and messages of healing. And you can follow them at www.starsofhopeusa.org. And so different children from all over the world made individual stars, and their teachers and adults came to the site and handed them out to the families of the workers, right, the responders who have since passed away, right, and they gave these to us as keepsakes. Now, again, listening to your intuition. I'm down there because I worked through my New York City Department of Corrections. I was able to, when I was working for them, I responded to Ground Zero area week after, right? And my divine masculine actually did call somebody that did together, and he actually went down there many, 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 many months afterwards. So and again, we all have been affected by that PTSD, these type of things, whatever. So imagine if someone, who already has their own challenges is exposed to that type of a thing, day in and day out, and what you were exposed to and what you saw and smelled and heard for weeks and weeks and months at a time. So again, it will also wear down your resistance to manipulation, probably, for some people, depending on what your initial challenge is. I'm just saying as an example. So anyway, if you have the opportunity to come to New York and you can stop by the Memorial Glade, okay, and these stars are an honor the ongoing sacrifice of rescue, recovery, and relief workers, survivors, and community members. And this one was made by Julianne. She's 5 years old. I think it's a she. I would imagine. And she's from Denmark. And they just handed them out. And I'm walking around, and this one is by a young child that's from upstate New York, Middleton, actually. Okay. They didn't put their name on it. They didn't put their name on it, but they're from Middleton Valley Middle School, Middleton Valley School. So uh, I'm walking around the the grounds, cements, the size of the two towers that's round, and they have the reflecting pools and everything. And so Spirit just was telling me to walk around it, like walk the entire perimeter of it. Now, of course, I have to sit down and rest because I can't walk all of that. So I would walk and stop and walk and stop and sit and just enjoy the nature and watch different people. And oh, John Stewart was there too because he's been a big advocate for the rescue workers and the survivors. So he was there also. He's really short. I mean, really. I knew that he was short, but he's like Richard Dreyfuss short, like real short. I was shocked. He's good looking though, but short. So stop shuffling those. Um, so yeah, he was there too, and they spoke and people sang, and it was really beautiful, really beautiful. So I'm walking around. Spirit told me to walk. Walking, stopping, and I had these cards with me. They were in my bag. I'd just gotten them in the mail that morning. They were in the house, but when I came downstairs to leave, I saw the box and I opened it and I put it in my bag and I said, I'll take it with me. And so I actually was sitting there and opening it up for the first time right there at ground zero. And it was amazing. I got a really interesting message that told me to go and talk to my divine masculine because he happened to be working in Manhattan that day. And, he's been playing the ghosting and all this other foolishness, but I knew that he was working. And I hadn't thought to be so, I don't go to him like that, I respect his boundaries. But I got the message to go see him from the cards, and I did, and it went very well. But before that, I was walking around the perimeter, as I was said, and in my head, I was thinking that song Charlie Chaplin, Smile, right? I'm walking around, I'm looking, but I'm thinking, I'm singing in my head, Smile. And I walked up to the woman that was giving out these stars. I didn't know that that's what she was doing. And that's when she handed me the one that said Smile. And I took that as a sign to be pleasant, but to be brave. And this was, I had already gotten this one myself earlier, right? And so I didn't need another star. But I said, oh, I should have gotten one for him because he couldn't be there because he had to work. And I was like, well, why would I get it for him? I don't even know if I'm going to talk to him again. Yeah, it was beautiful. I don't even know if I'm going to talk to him again, right? Because I'm done. Just like y'all. But yeah, still, this is business. This is beyond us. This is 9/11. But I wasn't gonna go back and ask, like that's taking it free. But I walked around, and as I walked around thinking about that song, Smile, and actually the other one too by Kirk Franklin, both of those songs, you know, I walk up and the lady stops me, another lady, and she hands me oh, welcome back, Desiree. Yeah, and so I already had this one in my bag, and so the other lady handed me that one with Smile on it. And I said, okay. And I went and I saw him, and it was good for that day. So I'm glad that I followed my intuition. And what I was able to get for myself is closure. that I've been asking for. Just eye to eye, face to face, say what I feel, and whatever his response was, it was. But it wasn't negative. It was sweet. It was loving. We were laughing at some point eventually, and know I shocked him because that was the last thing that he was expecting was to see me. And I'm sure whichever one of the flying monkeys watching my channel, later and see this will be addressing him about talking to me. But that's a whole different conversation, you know. But it was pleasant. It was good. I got off my chest what I needed to get off my chest, and I got to have the eye contact and the physical contact that I had been just asking for such a long time, a hug, and it was good. So I think that I can proceed further, um, with or without him. But that's my story. But again, I wanted to, just, talk about following your intuition, even if it's uncomfortable, because at the end, I got what I came away feeling better than I had in months. Just being able to have that conversation and get some of my, you don't get no answers, no questions answered with him, but at least getting it off my chest, calling him out on his bullshit and letting him know that I'm quite aware of his antics. But I guess that's also why they wanted me to be a little easy. Maybe he just don't get it like I get it, because he can't. It's not his fault. It's just the way the thoughts are processed, right? Just it is what it is. But it was sweet, and it was a nice day, beautiful day outside. It started off hazy and cloudy, and then it got nice and sunny, and that's when I said, okay. And I got on the train, and I went, and I walked, and so we were able to be outside and talk for a few hours. And then he even drove me to Penn Station, and I was able to get home. But by that time, it was pouring, thunder, lightning. But that's okay too, because pay attention to the winds, I've been told, right? And oh yeah, clears out a whole lot of stuff. The wind and the rain and the hurricane. And I felt that cleansing. So let's see if we can get some messages from the Twin Flame Oracles by Mystic Moon. Let's see what. Shango and Oya. Okay. Fearful. Yes, absolutely. And that's what it was. The thunder and the wind and the rain, Ronnie. And that's what it was. But it was after I was getting on the train. So it didn't ruin our day. And I was happy that I followed my intuition and that I was able to get that conversation. So what? Even if I never see him again, I got something lifted off of my heart. But that's my situation. That's not your situation. Everybody's situation is different, and I'm not advising anybody to leave this journey or anything. I'm just saying for me, myself, I'm accepting that it's possible that I will see him again. Okay. Ronnie says, oh, yeah, is making positive choices for our heart's desires. Okay, and you're seeing your birthdays right now. Okay, that's good, Desiree. So, oh, see? Bound. First card up. Bound. So this is like the devil. This is talking about someone who is attached to some negativity, some addictions. Could be someone has done some type of binding spell. It's real, folks. It's real. That could be some of you. But bound again, having any kind of a disability, some type of learning difference also, something that they can't escape from, something that is part of them. That could be talking about that also. But for others, that's not a challenge for their partner. Contemplation. So a lot of thinking, a lot of consideration, a lot of things to consider. Being reflective. What has kept them down? Like I said, some of them don't know. Look at this right on top of the swans mirroring. Right? Third card out just like this. Mirroring. Wow, wow, that's confirmation right there. Connection. Strong. Wow, Ashe. Huh. I love spirit. Wonderful. I hope y'all are hearing me. I'm busy. Just talking and not remembering that I have this strange microphone going on here. 122 when I said that. Big dreams. Big dreams. Lots of emotion. There's the moon in that picture, so that means that there are secrets. Things that you don't know that may be affecting your dreams. But you can do it. That I guess that would be a whale, right? Whales have tails? I guess. Could be dolphin. I don't know. Some type of water animal whose tail is balancing or juggling that moon. Going to get those secrets. Going to jumble it up, carry it, move it, push it, turn it, lift it, because they want to get that dream. They're going to get that dream. A local? Yes, absolutely. Lots of water here. Right, all three of these. This could be clouds, but this is water, I think, but it could also be clouds. This is water. This is water. This says settling. And look at that little teddy bear. Again, teddy bear is children, right? Comfort. So, being comfortable, settling, but this is also signifies a child, right? So it's something that parents, his family may have known about, and they've gotten used to it, and they know how to handle them. And they may not think that you can do it, or they're afraid. They're trying to be protective, as you would of any, any child. So I know most people would say, well, you're not their mother. You're not obligated to take care of them. No, you're not. But you are their divine counterpart. You are on this twin flame journey. And so therefore, yeah, you kind of are obligated in a way if you choose to remain in this situation, at least to be aware of it, to be aware that this is a possibility, or at least be able to now maybe make the inquiries that you need to make from his people, his friends or his family. Confirm, is this something that you need to be aware of? Putting the power back in your hands and taking it out of everyone else's. For those of you that that is resonating with. But again, something that would have occurred maybe when they were a little child. And it's something that they've accepted and the other people around them have accepted, and maybe they're worried that you can't that you won't accept it or that you will not be able to handle it. What I'm getting is that you and they have big dreams about this relationship. They are not ignoring it. They think about it a lot. The same way you do. Because remember, we mirror one another. So if you have big dreams, they do also. But they also have big secrets. There's a big secret. You want to take care of his heart? Yes, we all do. But we have to be able to know where the root of it. Because it's not only about their emotions, it's about their the person. It's about their needs. Besides their romantic needs, besides their emotional needs, it may be their cognitive needs. That's a lot. Okay, let's say you had a foster child, right? Foster children come, you don't know when they're coming. They can ring your doorbell in the middle of the night and say, here's this kid. Keep him till we find a place for him or his parents come out of jail, or, you can find his parents or whatever. So you get a kid. This kid has no instructions. They can't tell you what's going on. You have to use your discernment. You have to use your instincts, your experience. The fact that you signed up to be a foster parent says that you already have that in your heart to do, right? So the fact that you are on this journey and you have stuck it out so far shows that you have it in your heart to do, right? You have it in your heart to do because this is what you signed up for, but you didn't know all of that. So let's move. But you were the perfect partner for your partner to travel through these lifetimes with. Those of you who have been in past life relationships with them, right? So the places where you are strong, they may be weak. Places where they are strong, you may be weak, right? Because we mirror, we balance one another, yin and yang. They have good skills, you have good skills. They have bad habits, you have bad habits. Maybe you're a slob, maybe you're Mr. Clean. So good, now you can come and help you clean, right? Maybe you're a good cook and maybe they're not. Yeah. You can teach him how to cook, or at least he'll get fed good food. Okay? We all are mirroring one another because that's part of the journey. So it doesn't mean that you're mirroring him exactly, but it's a reflection of the opposite sometimes, right? That's what a reflection is. Okay, Desiree says that's deep. Well, it's something to think about, okay? We all are mirroring one another. That's part of the journey. But it doesn't mean that you're mirroring his bad aspects. It means that his bad aspects may be showing up as a good aspect in you, and vice versa. From the Twin Flame Messages by Mystic Moon Oracles, your beauty still moves me. So that's your message from your divine counterpart. And that falls on top of bound. So maybe they're still addicted to your beauty. Maybe that's bound. See, maybe bound doesn't have to be bad. Maybe it is that. Mesmerizing. Okay, so Kata says, listen to Medicated Mind, drop off negative thoughts. It will help with the mirroring. Well, okay, well, I just don't think mirroring is a bad thing. I think it's part of the indication of the twin flame journey. We need opposites. We need the yin and the yang. What you want to handle is the negativity that may come from it, the things that may trigger for you. Yes. So I just want to, say that much. That the mirroring may result in some triggers for you. I need more time to figure things out. Right. Mirroring is neither good nor bad. I need more time to figure things out. That falls on top of contemplation. See, they're thinking, but you need to be thinking too. That's why you've been given this message. So you can have a little better understanding. I'm telling you to be more patient, like as if waiting, been hearing be patient forever on this thing. But just, this is something else to figure out. Something else to turn your attentions to. Thank you, Kaden. Something else to turn your attentions towards. My heart is telling me just do it. That falls on top of mirroring. So your heart is telling you just do it too. You know it. Because if you're following your common sense, you wouldn't be in it. Right? So your heart is telling you to do it. Their heart is telling them to just do it. But you're at a standstill as usual. But you're at a standstill because you needed this information, perhaps. Okay? Sometimes these delays are for a reason. This is divine timing. And when we ask Spirit to give us our lessons gently. Maybe this is the way they had to do it. They had to build you up to it. You had to be strong enough to be able to handle it and to be at the point where you weren't so emotional. Maybe some of us ready to kind of break away, walk away. And so you're better able to process it rather than maybe if you were emotional. You were still if you were in another place, maybe on the journey, this may have been just like one more, something else to fix, something else. This is not about you fixing anything. You can't fix it. This is about you understanding, right? Spirit said where the curse started. Just so you know what you're dealing with when you get to the heart of the matter. And being able to use unconditional love, because like I said, someone has some type of a learning disability or emotional disability that's not about narcissism or that, negative things, but something that they can't help, something that they were born with, or something may have happened to them, as they were young. It may have nothing to do with sexual abuse or anything like that. It just may be a condition, just like anything. Just like some of us have blue eyes and others of us have brown eyes. Just like some of us are tall, some of us are shorter. It's just who they are. They inherited. But think about it, Look at their families, you know. Talk to their mother if she speaks to you, if she's around. Talk to their sisters, people who know them. You don't have to say, hey, is he like short bus? Don't do that. But just, you know, did they graduate on time? Did they have to take remedial classes for anything in particular? You never know. I'm reminded of you constantly falls on top of big dreams, so they dream about you. Kate is laughing. So they dream about you. I'm reminded of you constantly. Listen, Forrest Gump, right? Come on, something was a little wrong with Forrest Gump, but his mother believed in him. So did Jenny, I guess, right? It's the story. He was a little slow, but he was wise. Oh, you got synchronicity? Oh, okay, because I used the same last name as your first. Okay, see? I'm saying the messages come, baby. You're supposed to get it. You're getting your confirmation, synchronicities. So you may want to sit down. You may want to figure, you know, think about it. You know, figure it out. How old are they? When did they graduate? How old were they when they graduated from high school? Did they graduate from high school? Did they leave school early? Did they go straight to the military? Did they go to a job? Did they go to college? Did they finish college? Sure, some of them may have. Like I said, some of them could be professors. Doesn't mean they don't have a learning difference. Think about it. Again, coming from a place of love, knowing that we are supposed to be their sisters, their best friends, their mothers, their lovers, right? Daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, friends. And that's 5 heroines in the Eastern Stars, which I can't tell you all about, but they all represent 5 aspects of relationships, you know, of a woman to her brother, to her father, to her son, to her husband, because you have to be connected to a Mason somehow in order to become an Eastern Star. There has to be a connection. So friends, relative, wife, daughter, mother. Okay, Jenny loved him, but was running from him because she felt, because of what people may think, because he was a little slow, but she came to him. Okay. Yes, she loved him, but he was a little slow. Right. Mm. So some of us have some Forrest Gumps around us. So while they're running, while they're collecting all of the accolades and being recognized, and maybe you're home raising their child or children, or stuck in a relationship with someone else, or whatever number of things. Just take a look at this person with different eyes. Maybe you'll get a better understanding on this person and more insight. I feel safer in the silence. when I wasn't ready for you. Yeah. Might not want to talk about it, might not know how to talk about it, might not know how to process this at all. This is different. This is not just, buying a girl a drink at the bar and, or even a regular relationship. This is talking about your spirituality and all other kind of things that are a little, you know, maybe a little higher learning for some people. And it just doesn't, they don't catch it right away. Doesn't mean that he can't catch it. Doesn't mean that he won't catch it. And for a lot of them, they have an idea of what you're saying. Some of them, they know what they feel. They know that they feel love, but it's scary for some of them. And some of them, they're not even scared. They just don't understand. Why is she mad at me? Why is she acting like that? Why is she, they may not get it. All I'm saying is let's just be a little patient. I am not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do the shadow. Nice and positive. And we are going to just take it for granted that for some people this is what they're dealing with, and that's why this message is here. So, from the messages from Spirit, signs from Spirit, Love Oracle. Rocket, a voyage. Movement, some upward mobility. Movement. This falls on top of bound and your beauty still moving. Freedom. Freedom, travel, movement. A new start. Okay. Because you're getting some insight. You're gaining insight. That this is not just about love and hip hop. This is about being of service to your divine counterpart. Yellow, colorful Oshun. Oshun is about love. Success, confidence, happiness, optimism. And yellow is also the color for Babalu Aye, who is your Orisha that deals with chronic illnesses, handicaps. Falls on top of contemplation and time to figure things out. Some people need more time on the test. Yes, Desiree, we're all feeling tired and drained right now. That's why I'm trying to give us some encouragement so that we don't lose faith. Jealousy, wasp. So be a hive around them of jealous people who are trying to interfere. Oh, you're physically tired all the time? Well, that's been like that for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know if it's been longer than that for you, but this is because of the planetary placements right now. And it's the Scorpio moon, I think we had recently. And this is Gemini season. Just got finished with, what's that, Taurus and Aries. It's a lot of pulling. They said, all right, I was listening to Quietest Revolution by Amba Khan. She said it's like Cancer is here and Capricorn is here at the end of the, like the solar movements, right? And all the other planets are in between right now. And Cancer and Capricorn are turning and squeezing. Now, it's not affecting them as badly, but all of the other signs are getting like tossed around and thrown up and squeezed. Oh yeah. Oh, the bees. Yeah, 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 yeah. But that was a good omen, right? If you're seeing bees, get a bee in your shower, things like that. That's a sign from Oshun. Love. That's also working. But yeah, Oshun likes honey, and bees, and bubbles, and champagne. Woo! Bread and hospitality. So being friendly, welcoming, receptive. Right? Also, manna. That's why I'm here. Manna. Food for your soul, food for your brain. Okay? Bubbles and honey. Yes, bubbles and honey. Ronnie says, oh, sure. Bubbles and honey. Absolutely. Yeah, and that's yellow, and the wasp came right after it, right? So Oshun is trying to, you know, be easy with the brother. Okay, you see dragonflies. Okay, they're drawn to you. Ronnie's got honey pots and champagne bottles. Yes, indeed. Mm. Black and white, lack, pessimism, rebellion. So looking at things in black and white, not seeing the nuances that causes us to have poverty mentality, lack, lack of love, thinking that we lack love, thinking that we lack strength, thinking that we lack whatever, pessimism, and rebellion. Rebellion by walking away from this contract, by walking away from this journey, is rebellion. But it's real. That's how we feel, right? It's just where we are. Mm. And just as I said, black and white and not seeing the gray, here's the gray. Depression, detached, unemotional. Kata says she likes dragonflies, and Desiree says that she likes them too. One was chasing her car the other day. Okay, so depression, depressed, detached, and unemotional. That's what's going on for both of you, for both of us, for all of us. We're depressed. We want to detach. We're feeling unemotional. Ready to give up. We don't care. Some of us, a lot of us, and some of them, a lot of them, for different reasons, but still. Oh, I'm going to knock something over. I got to move my leg. Oh, my goodness. Woo! Woo! Don't do that. So, let's see if we can get a romance angel card so that somebody will be able to sleep tonight. I won't say who. Make sure that you at least get a romance angel card out for someone. Oh, I wanted to do something else though. Well, we know what's going on, right? We have our we have an understanding of what's happening here. We don't need to go through all the rest of the twins journey. Mm. Heart to heart conversations. Could be with their mama or their sisters or their friends, people who know teachers. Maybe you went to the, went to the same schools, grew up. I don't know how much information you can get, but you might be able to sniff around and find out. Desiree, why would you say that? Desiree said probably because I said that someone won't be able to sleep tonight if I don't get some cards full for them. So heart-to-heart conversations, either with your counterpart or with, like I said, his mom or his sisters. I don't know what's up. Some people can talk to the karmic. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, whoever you need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with, guys he works with, people he works with. Love yourself first. So, the self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, and you are carrying yourself in a certain way because now you are showing that you're really concerned and caring about this person, and it's not just that you're just trying to, it's more than just passion and lust and love. It's concern, but be concerned about yourself first. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Sorry, Desiree, but you, just like the rest of us, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So we're all at that place. Just reiterating that. But during this time of separation, work on getting to the bottom of it if you can and loving yourself first. If you can't ask anyone in the 3D, ask your spirit guides, ask your archangel, whoever it is that you entrust your immortal soul to. Pray, ask them to reveal it. You may already have done that, and this is it. He's the only child, or I don't know who he could be talking to. Probably nobody. He's so private. Well, he might have friends who grew up with him, went to school with him. Somebody knows. I mean, it might not be something that he's showing right now, but maybe somebody saw something when he was a kid. Coach, was he on teams? Did he play football? Maybe he has one of those concussion, that condition that they found about their brain being jostled around in their heads a lot because of these sports that they play, like football and lacrosse and soccer, maybe. It's a possibility for some people, so maybe it's an injury, Maybe there was a car accident or something that not him, you're particular, I'm just saying in general. Someone may have survived and it was a concussion, but they got over it and maybe it did something and no one paid attention to it at the time. Remember, we're talking about people who grew up maybe in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, Don't know if I'm feeling his energy right now, but in all seriousness, I feel a lot of anxiety. You may be feeling his energy, but you're feeling your own anxiety and your own tiredness. But we're all tired because of the planetary placements right now. It's draining a lot of us. And this has been a long journey for a lot of us. Okay. And if they're anxious, you're going to feel that anxiety. And if you're anxious, they're going to feel your anxiety. Let your friends help you. Again, talking to other people, doing some reading, reading and research, talking to other people in the community, twin flame community, praying, asking your ancestors for guidance and help. Let them reveal it to you. I am sure that if you ask, they'll not only show it to you, they'll tell you what it is, and they may even tell you what year it was diagnosed. Meditation, exactly. Using Ronnie's saying meditation is what she's been doing. Yeah, do your meditation. Yeah, do your meditation. Oh, okay. It could be Desiree. If he was an athlete or something like that in high school or college, it could very well have been. He could have been fine until, the last tackle, you know, sports, things like that. You never know. You know, how people, kid, their brother or sisters, oh, somebody dropped them on their head or something. Somebody, maybe, could have happened. Somebody could fall off the top of a bunk bed and things happen. Okay, this is Risa. I'm talking to y'all. She's giving us kisses and hugs. It's a lot of anxiety, but it's safe here to love. This is all part of the lessons, part of the journey. Just keep an open mind and receive the highest energy in all because you have called in the soulmate and your prayers were answered. And they called you too. Okay? So, 155. 1 hour and 55 when I said that. Calling in your soulmate. Right? So, this is real. This is what is happening for some partners out there, and I wanted you all to be aware of it, and that's why they had me to do this message today, because I am past exhausted. There's lots of scars that he doesn't know where they came from. Physical scars on his body. It could be from playing sports. It could be from anything. It could be from some spankings that he got that he don't want to tell you about. Could have fallen and, knocked on things. You don't know, like I said. People have actually dropped babies, not on purpose, accidentally. Things happen, and it may cause some type of a imbalance that may not have ever been diagnosed until later. It could show up as a learning difference. It could show up as a personality disorder. But, don't just, go by your own understanding. Do some research. Put the symptoms in. The Google machine, whatever, might tell you, you know, what where the where this may have come from, how it may have occurred or manifested. You don't know. There's so much out here on the internet. You know? So let me see if we can get any messages from Twin Flame and the Union, the challenge, and then we'll be at it. I know. I wanted to get one more thing, but oh, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna do this sexual sexual magic tarot, but leave this alone. That. Oh, he used to get spankings all the time. So when you get your money, don't forget to throw your Patsy a couple of pennies, baby. Lagoon is on point, child. They ain't playing. They know when they. And I just thank God for one of my subscribers that said, just say it. Don't hold back. Whatever you hear, just say it. And ever since then, it's been wonderful. Abandonment. Told y'all, they're afraid that if they reveal things about this, that you'll walk away, or maybe others have walked away when this information has been revealed. Maybe that's why his family hasn't told you, because It's caused them to lose relationships before when others have found out. That could be possible. That's why abandonment is here. And you see, it has that number 8, which is infinity. So this is something that's happened repeatedly over and over again for him. Some of them. And to be a fear of theirs or their families. Maybe their disability causes them to disappear and get lost and people not know where they are. Maybe they go and do things and get involved into situations that they shouldn't be in. And it's not because they're being bad boys, it's because maybe they get lost. Maybe they get lost. Maybe when they drink, or maybe instead of taking their medication, they drink. And then they get lost. And then people take advantage of them. Wow. And the lesson is selfhood. Again, number 8. Wow, how do we get to number 8? So, learning how to stand up for yourself, loving yourself first. Loving yourself does not stop you from loving someone else. But just like they tell other parents on the airplane, getting back to that mother analogy, you have if the plane is losing oxygen, you got to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help the kid, right? So you've already awakened, right? You're working on yourself. You are doing the work. And so therefore, you can now help your partner, your child, your BFF, your lover, your king. This is about being alone and being sad about it. And this is about being able to be okay with being alone, being all right. So what if you don't get it? Years and years and years into your relationship, you're old people and he still don't get it, but that's okay because you love him and you're not going to leave him. And you'll be fine as long as you are secure in yourself and know that you're doing God's work. You're doing a good work. Your love and your patience and your encouragement, your strength. It's a beautiful thing. Could it be abandonment if he's used to his ex-wife not taking his advice and listening to her family over him? Yeah, because if this is, remember, there's always his side, her side, and the truth is somewhere in between all of that. But yeah, that is a problem if his wife was taking the family's advice over his, but it could be maybe his advice isn't as sound as he thinks it is. Maybe in the situation, if this is the case, I'm just bringing it back to this learning disability scenario. Maybe maybe he's impatient and resentful with her for not feeding into, by not taking his advice, by not, listening to his advice. Maybe there was a reason for it. And maybe that's why she listened to her family, or maybe that's just his perception of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is a form of abandonment because your spouse, your partner is supposed to, you know, you all are the centerpiece of the relationship, right? The man and the woman, the husband and wife, the two partners. Male, female, 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 male, male, however you go. So you want to know that your partner has your back, that your partner is going to take your thoughts, your suggestions, your ideas into consideration. But if you know that every time you say something to the person, they have to pass it by their family, it's discouraging. And yeah, it makes you feel alone. But why were they treated like that? Is it just that this ex-wife was an evil person? Or had she listened to him before and ended up in bankruptcy court? I don't know. I don't know if you know. From the Rebel deck. Oh, God. Okay. From the Rebel deck, which is just rebellious cards, and I just felt the need to shuffle them. Get over yourself. Pull your shit together. Help people. Give back. Do good shit for humanity. So that's the message from the Rebel deck for us. Do good shit for humanity, starting with your divine counterpart. Right? So get over yourself. You got work to do. Work does not stop, does not start outside of the relationship. It is also within the relationship. There's work to be done. The work's going to, it's not going to get harder. It's not going to escalate, but it's just going to be a different type of work. I believe at some point it will be reciprocated because divine knows that you have given a lot already and that you have overgiven as far as your strength can take it. Your brain, your heart, cry tears, punch holes in the walls, pulled over on the road in tears, all kinds of things. But this is an opportunity that you are being given because you are well suited for the mission, because you were worthy of it, because of your gifts, because of their gifts. At some point, they'll return the favor. Because once you all get into union, it's be a different thing. Okay, see, Desiree, you got a lot out of this. When you say things out loud, you read it back to yourself, you see the similarities that you are very alike. See, that's another thing you sit down and do. Right, right. Helps you get clarity, right? Really does. You write down your thoughts, you read them back. That's part of manifestation. You're doing this. You're doing this. It's not a bad thing. It's good. Because it helps you see. Maybe you have a learning disability. Not you. I'm just saying whoever's watching this. You could have a learning disability that you don't talk about. Or it might be a different type of one. You know? So maybe you're like, oh, yeah, I understand that. I haven't revealed that to him, so maybe he hasn't revealed it to me either. Maybe that's another form of mirroring. You know what I'm saying. So it could be that also. That you have your own learning difference. Or it just could be that you're very good and your cognitive skills are fine. You have no problem there, but you may have something else that you have a deficit in that he is excellent at, or that he has a better understanding of. You know? You're welcome, Desiree. You're welcome. Part of what we're doing here. Next card says, ask a fucking expert. Don't rely on your friends or the internet. Listen to a damn professional. All right, you're slow when it comes to math. That's right. This is what I'm talking about, right? So talk to a counselor. Talk to someone that you know is a teacher or someone, maybe you have friends who teach special ed and things like that. You have your psychiatrist, your psychologist that you may be seeing or talking to. They may have some insight, right? You need some fucking yoga in your life. Ancient shit is cool. Ashe, come on, guys. These are lessons. This ancient shit that's cool could be the life that you all have lived over and over and over again. It could be the information that you're learning about different religions and different civilizations and, you know, myths and legends and things like that. As I've shared with us, we talk about the different sirens and titans, um, warriors and ancient archetypes. Ancient shit is cool. All right. So do some studying, learn what this is about. Learn about ISIS and Horus and Seth and these old legends, these Greek myths and legends, and these stories are so interesting, and it can reveal so much about you and give you so much more understanding about your journey. Study your birth charts, not just you and him and your Venus and all. Study the karmic's birth chart. The karmic is part of your soul family too. Whether you want to admit it or not or recognize it or not, you're all in the same soul family more than likely. I know with my karmic, my divine masculine's karmic, there are a lot of similarities between us. And I mean, like, her parents' names are the same as my parents. That kind of shit. Other things, but just that in and of itself. Both the parent, both our parents, mother and father, both our mother and father's names. And her mother and his mother and my mother all went to the same high school at different times. So we travel with these people. Their connections. So look, maybe that's something to take your mind off of your troubles or to, get your attention somewhere else off of yourselves. Put that puzzle together. Okay. Yeah, you may have your kids may have same if you have children, they may have the same signs, or you may have like the same birth pattern. Maybe they're an only child, you're an only child, or they're an oldest and you're an oldest, or they're the only boy and you're the only girl. Um, yeah, they may have had siblings who were challenges, number of things. So maybe that'll take your mind off of your troubles and get you to focus away from what's wrong. But again, why? Why am I in this? Why is he in this? Why are they in this? You know, might be interesting. Help you forget your troubles and get happy. Smile. All right, so everybody, I'm thanking you so much for allowing me to bring you these messages today, and I hope that it's been helpful to you. If you know other people who are on this journey, please be sure to share these messages with them because it might be helpful. And don't forget to save this to your playlist and might want to come back to it later. All right. And maybe there'll be a conversation starter for you and your divine masculine. But again, pray about it first, meditate about it first. Don't be judgmental, right? Do your research, find out ways that if this is a situation, once you get a confirmation of some kind, now what can you do? Or how do you talk to him? How do you um, present information and material to him? You know, how long does it take them to process it, depending on what the challenge is, right? Do that research. You can ask a professional, ask their mother, their fathers. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad. I enjoy talking to you guys. I really do. I wish I could do it more often, but it just got to get dressed to get it on the video. And like I was exhausted. I was out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I was laid out, and then Saturday, yesterday, I had to get up early and go into Brooklyn because we had a Eastern Star closing. So that was all day. I was there from 8 in the morning until about 5 o'clock, 6 in the evening, and then have to drive back. I was exhausted, so I'm surprised. I got too much. Thanks so much. And I'll tell you, we'll see. All right. And thank you for please pray for me, pray for my life. As I always pray for you guys and yours, all right? 5 and 6 in here. Okay, so that's 11. Ashe. And it is 11:17. And I'll be talking to everyone so, right? Be well. Ashe. Peace. Namaste.